what's up guys, Marco here, welcome back to another lesson. Let's talk about chords. I'm gonna show you how to harmonize the scale and make it sound beautiful. Now we're going to harmonize the major scale, precisely the G major scale. Now when we talk about the sound of the scale, I'm not referring to playing the scale with single notes, but I am referring to playing the scale with the chords. You can get the tab and support this channel. Just check my Patreon page. Thank you so much to all the people who support me on my Patreon page, guys. You are awesome. Now let's get started. We are in the key of a G major. So we have to lay down the G major scale, which is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. Now for each note of the scale we can generate a chord. And for the first chord, we're gonna put together just the three notes, the first, the third, and the fifth. And we're gonna play the note G, B, and D. This is the G major chord with root note, major third, and perfect fifth. Usually we play this chord like this, so we repeat some of the notes of the chord. Now the second chord is the A minor, and we're gonna start from the second degree of the scale. And we're gonna treat this one as the first degree of the chord. So we're gonna have A, C, and E. Now this chord has root notes, minor third, and perfect fifth. So it's a minor chord. Every time you hear minor third, it means that the chord is minor. And so we have an A minor chord. Usually we play like this. And what that means is we just repeat some of the notes. A, E, A, C, and E. Now you do that for every single note of the G major scale and you're gonna end up with 7 chords. So you're gonna have the B minor, the C major, the D major, the E minor, the F sharp is kind of a funny chord, F sharp diminished, and back to the G major. Now the exercise sounds like this. We're gonna use the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. Back to the first, second, so this is the first section. And I'm playing the G major like this. You have the low E string fret 3 and then 4, 3, and 2 open. The finger picking pattern is very simple. Thumb, index, middle, and ring. We're gonna repeat this pattern twice. 1, 2. The second chord is the A minor, but I'm playing an A minor 7. So I'm adding an additional note, an extended note to the chord. So I'm playing open string, fret 2, the open string G, which is the minor 7th, and the B string fret number 1. Same finger picking pattern. The thumb is on the A string. Now the B minor, the chord 3 is awesome, is this one. Now this is actually a B minor chord. So we're playing, starting from the A string fret 2, 4 open, and 3. But this G string open is basically another extended note and is the major 6, which makes this chord a B minor 6, just a beautiful sounding chord. And then I have the C major, which I'm playing just like a basic C major chord. 5th string fret number 3, G string open, fret 1, and E string open. Now we're gonna play the C major like this. We have thumb, index, middle, and ring. And then the second round, thumb, index, the middle finger on the B string fret number 3, and the B string open. Now the second time we play the chord progression, we're gonna actually add a melody. So it sounds like this. So I'm playing the same chord progression, but the first arpeggio is the same, but then I'm gonna have the melody. So I'm playing 6, 3 with the index, thumb, and index, and then the melody on the B string fret number 3 and fret number 1. Now the fret number 1 is the first note of the A minor chord, and so you play the second string fret 1 and then you put down the A minor 7. and then you play the first arpeggio, and then the melody 5, 3, the E string open, and the B string fret number 3. Now I'm playing the B string fret number 3 with the second finger. There's a reason for that. It's because obviously I want to play the next chord as a B minor chord, and so I will have B minor 6, the arpeggio, and the string 5, string 3, the E string fret number 2. You can either use a bar chord, and we have the E string open, which is the first note of the C major chord. And we play the arpeggio on the C one time only, because then we're gonna change chord. So just a quick recap, we have the G major, the A minor, the B minor, and the C. Now we're going to jump into the second section, which is going to be played with a different chord progression. We are actually going to harmonize the scale backwards, starting from the 6th chord, which is the E minor. So the goal is to play, the E minor. So basically we're harmonizing the scale starting from the E, and then the D, and then the C, and then the B, then the A, G, and F sharp, and back to the G. So we're gonna have the E minor chord, the D major chord, the C major, the B minor, the A minor, and then the G. Now for the F sharp, which is the 7th degree, it's supposed to be a diminished chord, but we're actually going to play a D over F sharp. So we're going to use the F sharp, but we're not going to use the actual chord, because it sounds too harsh. I don't like it. So we just play the D major over F sharp. Now this is how it sounds. We're coming from the G, 1, 2, the 3rd, and then the 4th, the C major. Now 6, 5, 4, and 3, 6, E minor, 5, D, 4, C, B minor, 3, A minor, 2, G major 1, and the D over F sharp. It's supposed to be a 7, but we're kind of cheating a little bit on this. So you play the C major, which is the last chord we learn, one time, then the passing chord, the D sharp diminish. So it's the D string fret number 1, and then 2 on the G string, B string open, and the E string fret number 2. We pluck simultaneously 4 and 1, and then 3 and 2. Beautiful chord. And then we play the E minor. Now we're gonna play it like this. So it's 6, 3, and 2 open, and the E string fret number 3. Now you wanna play a full arpeggio here. So it's thumb, index, middle, and ring. And then a half arpeggio with just thumb and index. Then we have the melody on the E string, fret number 5, and fret number 2. So it's half arpeggio and 2 notes for the melody. Now the D major. Put down the D major chord and you play the arpeggio, starting from the D string, then just half arpeggio, and then the melody, which is on the E string fret number 3 and the E string open. So rhythmically it goes like this. Now the 3rd chord is the C major, we already learned it. So the arpeggio, half arpeggio, thumb and index, the B string open, and the B string fret number 3. The melody is slightly different here, it's on the same string. And the B minor chord. For the B minor, we just play a full arpeggio. So you put down the chord, and then the melody, which is 3 notes. Is the 5th string fret 2 and the B string fret 3, E string open, and the fret number 2. And we start again with the E minor. D, C, B, Now we're gonna keep going down. So we're playing the B, which is the third chord. And then we're gonna go down to the A minor, which is the second degree of the scale. So you play your arpeggio, and then half arpeggio on 5 and 3. And then we have the E string open, and the B string fret number 1, and we play the A minor. Full arpeggio on the A minor, then half arpeggio with thumb and index, and then the B string fret number 3, and the B string open, which is the melody, and then the number 1, the chord 1, which is the G major. Full arpeggio, half arpeggio, and then the melody on the G string open, and the G string fret number 2, and we'll play the D over F sharp, which is 6th string fret 2, the D string open, the G string fret 2, and the B string fret number 3. So 1 arpeggio, and then just a bass note. Go back to the G, A, we're just about to finish, B minor, and I finish with this beautiful C major 7 chord. Starting on the 5th string is 3, 5, 4, and 5. You just do one strum with the thumb. You want it to be nice and melodic. Don't go too fast, just be rhythmic. And that's it. You have it. So this is how we can harmonize the major scale and create a chord progression out of it. So we started with an exercise, but then we created a chord progression that could be used for a song or for an instrumental or for whatever you want to use it. So remember, the goal is to always, be musical and come up with music out of an exercise. Now that was pretty cool, pretty easy, because the major scale generates beautiful chords. It's not the same if you do it with the melodic minor scale. Maybe you have more harsh chords, but do it, practice that, and maybe change key at some point. Now I'll let you practice this, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching these videos, guys.